Alright, what's going on, guys? Loopy here, back at it with a new video. Today's gonna be a little different. I'm gonna choose shorter stories. So most of these stories have to do with ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, so I thought I'd pick a couple juicy ones for you guys. As for the gameplay, where we're at now, I think I'm gonna work on the cave. I think I'm gonna work on designing a nice cave base for now, and maybe even the farm and stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Let's jump straight into the stories. Thank you for the 2 subscribers, by the way. Much appreciated. We're uh, we're slowly getting there, so all your support is really appreciated. And yeah, let's jump straight into the story. So the first story comes from a Reddit page called "Am I Overreacting?" Most of these stories is from that page for today. But yeah, so this one's titled "My Boyfriend Broke Up with Me After I Set a Boundary with His Friend." I never thought a simple no could end my relationship. My boyfriend and I were together for a while, and things were mostly good, except for one issue: his best friend. It's always that best friend. Someone's got to ruin it. From early on, I noticed his best friend would try to hold or touch my hand casually, like during conversations or when sitting close. It always made me uncomfortable. I brought it up to my boyfriend more than once, hoping he'd understand. But he kept dismissing it. He said things like, "That's just how he is," or "Don't make a big deal out of nothing." Like, how could you not? I would tweak in his. I don't understand. It's kind of weird. Recently, his best friend asked me to take a picture with him. I didn't feel comfortable and said no politely, as she should. My boyfriend got upset and said I embarrassed his friend and made everything awkward. I tried to explain again how his behavior crosses boundaries for me, but it didn't matter. A day later, he broke up with me. He said I was causing drama and making things difficult between him and his friend. It broke my heart because instead of standing by me or even trying to understand how I felt, he chose to walk away. I keep questioning myself. Was I overreacting by saying no? Or was I just standing up for my boundaries? This is another weird story. I mean, like, I hate when your friend has to be involved in your relationship or like they have to be included in some sort of way. Like, to a certain extent, like the relationship between a friend and someone's girlfriend has to have like boundaries. And yeah, I mean, she's all in the right in that situation. I had a couple of situations like that with my friend group actually. And I mean, I was always the one vouching for like the same thing as her. Like, there's no reason for you to have like for you to be like texting my girlfriend and joking around with her. There's no need for that. But I mean, some people are different. Yeah, but it's pretty weird. Okay, we're gonna jump to the next story. Let me just feed my farm here. Nice, nice. All right. Next story. Do I have a title? Yeah. So the title is I've been living with my mom while I undergo chemo, and I am starting to think she is abusing me. Damn. All right. Using a throwaway account for personal reasons, but for the last year and a half, I've been living with my mom after being diagnosed with a form of stomach cancer. It's still decently early, and I have good odds, but it basically forced me to halt everything and focus solely on healing. Here are some texts between us. Just a small snippet of a day in the life. There's way worse. So she proceeds to send, well, not to send, but to show us pictures of like these texts, and like her mom is just being a real ass. And I don't know, maybe she's just tired of being in a situation with her, but some people just can't handle the heat. If you guys want to check out the pictures, I'll put them in the description below. You can go check it out, but just know they're pretty bad. I took videos of her screaming at me, yelling at night at the top of her lungs that I don't care about her or I'm killing her. I decided to move back in with her because cancer is expensive and basically everything I have saved has gone to it. The lack of energy, the chemo, it just kills me. And it's a struggle to even get up some days. My mother is all I have. I have some friends, of course, and they were the first. The first I asked to crash with while I focused on healing. But nobody had room. So back with my mom, I went. It's been hell. I feel like maybe I'm overreacting a bit, but I don't care. I just need to vent or I'll explode. This has been hell. She's bleeding me dry. Not only has she basically guilt tripped me into a life insurance package just in case I don't make it, but she is guilt tripping me to lie to the state for max food stamps. I have to do everything around the house. She sold my car and kept most of it for the bills and rent. I'm beyond tired. My skin is bruising. I'm dropping so much weight. I want to leave, obviously, but I'm backed in a corner of making my own and due to the cancer. I have no ability to leave financially, so I'm stuck with her in this never ending hell. Now, that is so sad. I mean, when it comes to a lack of money, like, everybody says money cannot buy happiness, but like it can. And it could also save you from like struggling in many sorts of ways. But it's kind of sad how it just tears families apart. And this is a perfect example of it. I can feel how her mom is just frustrated. I mean, I get it. You could be pushed to the limit, especially with no money, your daughter having cancer, and yeah, and no man in the house. It's got to be tough. But yeah, I mean, props to her for sticking it. And yeah, um, we're gonna move on to the next story, but I'll just explain what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna just clear the pathway here. I think I'm gonna make like a sort of fishing area with the farm and all that stuff. But for now, I think I'm gonna go back to the cave and focus on that. I'm gonna be jumping from build to build because like I don't know what to focus on, and I haven't played this game in so long, so it's kind of embarrassing. I don't know if you guys have realized all the weird and stupid mistakes I've made, but nevertheless, we're gonna jump to the next third story from the same Reddit thread. This one is called "Am I overreacting for leaving my girlfriend's family dinner after what her dad said?" So, my girlfriend, 27 years old, invited me, 28 years old, to a family dinner to finally meet her parents. We've been together for almost a year now, so I wanted to make a good impression. Dinner started out fine until her dad started asking me about my job. I work in IT, and it pays really well. It's not some high status career. After a few questions, he smirked and said, "So basically, just sit behind a computer all day?" Not exactly the kind of guy I imagined for my daughter. Damn. Everyone kind of laughed awkwardly. I tried to brush it off with a joke. But then he added, "Maybe someday you'll get a real job so you can actually support a family." I felt my stomach drop. My girlfriend just said that, but didn't defend me beyond that. I quietly excused myself and said I wasn't feeling well and left. Later that night, my girlfriend texted me, saying how I embarrassed her by walking out and that I should just let it go because her dad was only teasing. I honestly feel disrespected and don't think I overreacted. But now she's acting cold and says I owe her family an apology. Am I overreacting for leaving? I guess it depends the context. If it was really a context of like it being a joke, then yeah. I mean, like I would have just stuck up for it and laughed. But I mean, if it was kind of serious, then yeah, I would be somewhat offended. But as long as he's making money, like, what is the big deal? But I guess this guy was a bit sensitive. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. We're gonna jump to the next one. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. So here's the next story. Boyfriend dumped me because I was taller than him in heels. So I, 19 female, was dating this guy at 26 years old for a few months. He was like the same height as me, maybe even half an inch shorter, but honestly, I didn't really care. I love wearing heels when I go out because they make me feel confident, and I don't think that height should matter in a relationship. Anyway, last week we went to a party and my friend invited us to, and I wore heels, of course. The whole night was super quiet and moody, barely talked to me. On the way home, he straight up told me that he hates when I wear heels because it makes me taller than him and it emasculates him. He literally said it makes him feel less of a man being with me. I laughed it off first awkwardly, but then he goes, "I don't think this is going to work. I need someone more feminine." Then he actually broke up with me over it. He dropped me home, didn't say goodbye or kiss me, and sped off as I was shutting the door. Like he dumped me because I was taller than him in heels. Then he basically crashes out on me over text a day later. I don't have a lot of dating experience, so I don't know if this is normal or not, to be honest. I honestly don't know whether to be sad or just embarrassed I even dated him in the first place. Am I overreacting for thinking that thinking that's the most insecure, petty reason to end things? I mean, absolutely. Like, taller, like, by like just a bit. It's not a big deal. He's definitely overreacting, in my opinion. But yeah, there are some weird people out there. I mean, he's 26 years old. Like, I guess maybe because she's like a lot younger than him. But yeah, I mean, there's a person for everyone, but that's definitely not for him. And he should definitely not be for her. So yeah, we're gonna move on to the next story. And this is a little crash out. So, am I overreacting for crashing out over my ex for cheating on me? Hello. So, I found out on Friday that my boyfriend was cheating on me by catching him in the act at a bar. And then I saw all of his Snapchat messages to a bunch of girls. He then told me he wasn't sure about how he felt about me and that he needed to work on himself. No apology, no effort to change. He completely avoided accountability of cheating and also being active on Tinder, etc. Damn, this guy was everywhere. Yesterday he was meant to pick me up. Sorry, no. Yesterday he was meant to pick up his items from my place. So I sorted them out and made sure they were clean. The time he came, he said, sorry, the time came and he said he wasn't coming. I explained that he could have at least let me know. He said we couldn't plan a time to talk. I gave him space for the entire day and then asked this morning when we would be able to do so. Completely ignored. I don't know what happened, but I kind of crashed out. I ended up calling him 20 times, texting him, asking to at least speak to me, and he blocked me. I sent a message attached to end things completely via Instagram, as I'd rather just heal without begging for an answer on why he treated me poorly. Instead of apologizing, agreeing, and parting ways, sorry, literally anything, he blocked me again, so I have zero contact with him. And the sweet boy that I knew just last week didn't exist anymore. I feel so silly for crashing out over it. People get cheated on all the time. I just actually trusted him. I mean, there's nothing to trust about after that happens. Like, you gotta just let it go. But I mean, like, kind of valid crash out. I don't know. Not worth it, but at the same time, valid. With that said, let's move on to the next story. Am I overreacting? For breaking up with my boyfriend after finding a hidden camera in my room. Now that's creepy. If it like was a roommate, I mean, yeah, that's like way creepier, but like why is your boyfriend doing that? Like anyways, I, 19, have been dating my boyfriend, 20, for about 8 months. He would come over to my dorm a lot. Sometimes even stay the night when my roommate was gone. A few days ago, I was cleaning my room and noticed something weird, like a tiny black dot inside one of my fake plants on the shelf near my desk. I looked closer and realized it was a small camera. I was completely freaked out. I confronted him later that day, and after denying it a few times, he finally admitted he put it there just to see what I do when he's not around. His excuse was that I'd been acting different lately, and he thought I might be talking to someone else. I wasn't. I just got busy with school and work. I told him that what he did was insanely creepy and broke up with him immediately. He kept saying I was making a big deal out of nothing and that if I wasn't hiding anything, it shouldn't bother me. Now, some mutual friends are telling me I overreacted and that I should have just talked to him before ending it. But honestly, I can't stop thinking about how violating it felt knowing he was literally spying on me in my own space. So, am I overreacting? This is a tough one. I mean, like, if there was valid reason for him to be like on ease, I would say he's kind of valid in a way, but like the camera is a lot. But it would be valid. So if there was like good reason to, okay. If there's not really a good reason to like think that, then yeah, it's a bit too much. So I completely disagree with it. But mm, that's a tough one. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that one. So we're gonna move on to the next one here. All right. This might be the last one, not sure, but one more. Am I overreacting? Husband doesn't check his phone while with the family. First time poster here, for context. I'm 29. All right, so first time poster here, for context. I'm 29 and about 7 months pregnant with my first kid. My husband prides himself in not checking his phone and being rather detached from technology and social media, which I do like, but at times this makes it hard to communicate with him. For example, today I had my baby shower. I'm exhausted after standing and socializing for 3 hours straight. And I'm also starving because I didn't eat much while there. I order takeout from a place close by and call my husband to see if he's able to pick it up on his way home from his parents. He says sure. I complete the online order and afterwards text him the exact order pickup time and tell him to like the message so I'm sure he read it and he gets it at the right time. I texted him at 7 p.m. that the pickup time is at 7:30. I get no response from him and he doesn't pick up my calls. So now I'm here at the place picking it up. He's yet again dropped the ball because he's not checking his phone. Some form of this scenario has happened at least a dozen times. Am I overreacting by being upset by this? I feel like I won't be able to trust him with any time specific pickup times with our kid. How hard is it to feel your phone vibrate and get back to your wife, especially when you knew a time specific text or call was coming? I don't have a wife, so I don't know. But what I do know is that I do not answer my phone at all. And I'm definitely going to be like this guy. And that's going to happen to me. But for no like negative reason. That's just the way I am. Yeah. As you can see, I'm clearing out the cave right now. So I have a good idea for the flooring, a really good design for the floor. And I don't know if you'll see that in this video, if we'll make it in time, but it's going to look really good. And yeah, but we're going to jump into the next story. So, am I overreacting for getting upset about getting left out of family events? Am I overreacting? To better explain, I need to give some background information. My 38 female and husband, 38 male, made plans with Mill, Bill, and Sil 3 weeks in advance for Mother's Day. I let everyone know to let me know what time worked best for them so I can make all of us reservations. The Friday prior to Mother's Day, crickets. I didn't know what not to do anything. I didn't want to do not, oh my God. I didn't want to not do anything on Mother's Day. These people need to write these a bit better. So I took my daughter out to lunch. Just us. Come to find out later in the day, Mill, Bill, and Sil went out to brunch without my husband and daughter and myself at the exact restaurant I was going to make reservations for. I never said anything about this to anyone, but my husband and I let it go. Now it's October, and a week prior to Mill's birthday, Mill was talking shit on Sil, explaining to me that Sil made plans to take Mill out for lunch for Mill's birthday. And Mill was annoyed by this and said she'd rather stay home and do nothing, that it was her day, and she would do what she wanted. Mill constantly talks poorly about Sil, but is sweet as pie to her face. 4 days later, I dropped off an order to Mill's friend. I have a small business. And this friend asked me today what time lunch is Sunday. Well, my husband and I were never invited. When my husband asked his mother what was going on with lunch, she said she never mentioned it because she didn't know what time it would be. Husband told her not to worry about it, letting us know that we do not accept reservations last minute. I'm okay with not being included in things, but this just seems like a lot of extra steps to be cruel and exclude my little family. Am I overreacting or should I let it go? Man, being left out of family events is just horrible. And kind of know what it feels like sometimes. Like, I've been through some stuff like that, but for like certain reasons. But here there's like no reason. It's just kind of like they're just being left out for no reason. So definitely not overreacting. That really sucks. And yeah, we're gonna move on straight to the next one. Am I overreacting for wanting to leave my fiance? This one is very short and sweet. For context, my male fiance, 36, fiance, 35, has had a back injury for 3 years now. She is still trying to find proper pain relief, but now has crippling depression due to the loss of her dad 2 years ago. I am the only breadwinner, and I pay 100% for everything. She has 3 kids, and I have 1. We've been together for 5 years, and the first 2 were great, but now she does nothing around the house and spends all of her money all the time. She does take care of our kids, but 3 out of the 4 are teens, so it's not like it's difficult. The youngest is 8. She is not affectionate. We haven't been intimate in over 6 months, and she never talks to me. She has openly stated that more often than not, I annoy her. She's laughed when I mention eating healthier and going to the gym, chastises me for buying anything for myself, openly mocks me and cracks jokes about my figure. I honestly just feel like I am a paycheck to her and the kids, and any advice would be appreciated. Man, 6 months? You gotta leave, man. After 6 months, I mean, like, I would just leave. It's just a clear picture for me. Being like mocked and everything, making most of the money. Gotta leave, man. That's just a clear one. All right, move on to the next story. Am I overreacting for feeling hurt that my mom took my sister's side after she used my things, without asking? So currently, I live at home while I finish college since I was kicked out of my apartment. My older sister comes to visit often with her kids. And honestly, I don't mind it. But what I do mind is that every time she's here, she acts like my stuff is community property. Last week, I came home from class to find out that she had borrowed one of my tops, the one I had planned to wear for a school event, and it was completely stained with baby food. I mean, stained with baby food, that's pretty bad. When I confronted her about it, she just laughed and said, "You shouldn't leave your nice clothes in the closet if you don't want people to use them." Now, I can relate to this mainly with my brother. I used to take his clothes a lot, and like it pushed him to the edge to the point where like he would literally hide his clothes in suitcases from me. But I was a kid at the time, so I mean, yeah. But I completely get it. I was obviously upset and told her it wasn't okay to use my things without asking. My mom immediately told me to stop being dramatic and reminded me that my sister has kids to take care of and doesn't have time to ask for little things like that. I told them both that it wasn't about the shirt, it's about respect. But they brushed me off like I was just being moody. I ended up crying in my room because it felt like no one cared about my boundaries. Like I'm supposed to just let things slide because I'm the younger one with less responsibility. Now I feel guilty because I did raise my voice and my mom said I ruined the mood, but I'm honestly tired of feeling like things don't matter just because I don't have kids yet. It's not that deep. Honestly, it's really not that deep to be honest. But then again, I kind of been on the other side of things, so I mean, I kind of get it. But yeah, with that said, let's move on to the next story. All right. So, am I overreacting? My boyfriend got upset that I don't want to share phone passwords, even though I've never given him a reason to not trust me. I, 25, have been dating my boyfriend, 27, for about a year. Things have been good overall, but recently he brought up something that's kind of been bothering him. He wants us to exchange phone passwords. For context, I've never snooped through his phone, and I've never given him a reason to think I'm hiding anything. I keep my phone locked simply because I value my privacy, not because I have secrets. I told him that, but he said, if you got nothing to hide, then why not? He already knows my social media handles and sees me texting friends all of the time, but he insists it's about trust and transparency. He says couples who are serious about each other should have access, full access, to everything. I told him I don't think love means giving up every shred of privacy, and that having my own password isn't about secrecy, it's about boundaries. He got really upset, said I must be hiding something, and stormed off. Now he's been distant for a few days, and I feel torn apart. Part of me wonders if I'm being too rigid, but another part feels like this is a huge red flag. Am I overreacting for not wanting to share my passwords, or is he kind of overstepping by demanding it? Personally, I feel like it is a bit too much. Like, I mean, if you have no reason to not trust someone, then it's kind of like really insecure of you to do that, especially that there's like absolutely no reason. And if there is no reason, then fully get it. Maybe he just wants to check something quick. Maybe he has a doubt, but he didn't mention that. So, I mean, there's kind of no reason. A lot of these stories are kind of like, I don't want to say cringe, but I mean, like, nah, some of them were pretty obvious, and some of them, others are not so obvious. But, anyways, I think that's going to be the last story for today. Once again, if you guys want to check out the stories, they're going to be in the description below. Also, as for the Let's Play, as you can see, I'm making the flooring. It's going to look good. It's going to look very good. And then I'm going to work on the roof, not roof, but the mountain base. So I'm going to work on that next. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe. Thank you to the two people who subscribed. It means a lot. And yeah, take care.